Hi guys, today I'm here to do the Bookish booking tag. This tag was created by Becca Awesome Booknut. Shut up, yep, that was right. And I was tagged by Sarah Jane over at the Book Life. I think I am going to get straight into the questions. So, question number 1 is, what is a well-loved book that you hated? For this one, I'm going to choose Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I wouldn't necessarily say that I hated this book, but I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else did. I know that there's like a massive following of it on YouTube, and I really couldn't get into it. I didn't like any of the characters, I didn't like the writing, I thought people were whiny, and it just felt really two-dimensional, and I felt like there was a lot of Mary Sue characters, and to me it felt like plot points and stuff that happened was just sort of pulled out of thin air, purely so that the plot could carry on and go further, and I really didn't enjoy it. So that is my question. No, that's my answer to that question. Question 2, what is a guilty pleasure book? I couldn't think of anyone for an answer for this question, because I don't feel like I have a guilty pleasure book. You know, if I want to read a book, I will read it, and I don't have a guilty pleasure one. I really can't think of an answer for this question. I don't think I have any guilty pleasures, to be quite honest, when it comes to books. It's just, this is what I like, and that's that. Question 3, have you ever spoiled a book for someone? If so, what book? I don't think I have. If I'm being completely honest, I really don't think I have. I think I'm usually pretty safe when it comes to spoilers, partly because most of my friends don't read, so I don't really have anyone to spoil books for. And if it's, say, someone like Sarah Jane or people through the booktube community, I'm really wary of what I'm saying about books, and I'm really conscious as to not spoil books for people. So no, I don't think I have spoiled a book for someone. 5 points to Sean. Question 4, what book made you ugly cry? I have quite a few answers for this one, so I'm going to tell you all of them. So the most recent book that I read that made me ugly cry was Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I'm pretty sure that if you've read this book, you will understand. I read it after Sarah Jane recommended it to me, and I just broke down. I mean, I don't mean like a little sprinkle of a tear. I mean, sobbed. Like, I was reading through gross stuff mixing on my face, and it was horrible, but I still say to every customer that comes into our store and picks this book up, this is the most beautiful book that I have ever read. It is incredible, and the ugly crying is worth it. The next book that I ugly cried at, and is a book that is embedded deep in my soul, is Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. I remember lots of different tears with this book, one of them being ugly tears, other being happy tears, sad tears, angry tears, so this one definitely gets ugly cry tears. This is I don't have enough good words for this book. And the final book that I ugly cried at is the last book in my favourite all-time ever series, and I think if you love this series, most people would have ugly cried at it. The epilogue. The epilogue of this book made me sob like a baby because of a favourite character of mine, my all-time favourite character, and that is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is the new beautiful edition, which I recently bought. It's beautiful. I've never been more sad for a series to end than I was with this one. That was part of the tears, but also the epilogue was the main tears, so that is that. Question 5, what is your latest did not finish? I don't think I have one. I put books down because other books come out, but I don't not finish books. I usually try my hardest to finish reading them, even if they are terrible and I don't like them. I try and finish them. Question 6, which book have you read due to controversy? I don't think I've ever read a book purely because there's been controversy surrounding it. I honestly don't think I have. I don't tend to read books because I think, oh, might as well get in on this. Actually, let's say 50 Shades of Grey. Let's say that one. That's probably one that I read because I thought, okay, I'll see what it's like, and I didn't like it. Question 7, have you read a book where you questioned the author's sanity? I'm not going to say outright. Can I say books where something's happened and I've thought, why have you done this? I'm definitely going to say the Raven Boys series. I mean, so much weird stuff happens that it kind of makes you question Maggie's sanity, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. It's not where I'm thinking, you're a mad woman, what the hell? It's just kind of like, how does your brain come up with this stuff? Kind of questioning. Question 8. What is the most cringeworthy book you've read? I had an answer pop straight into my head for this one. For me, the most cringeworthy book that I've ever read is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Elcalez. This book wasn't bad, but the ending was the most cringiest thing I have ever read. I actually read it, and once I put the book down and I was like, what, really? It's just, you know when someone just, I don't even want to spoil it for you, but if you've read it, you'll know what I mean. So cringy. They've grown up and something happens, or they discover something, and it's completely out of the blue and nothing to do with their character background, and you think, okay, you've obviously only done that to try and make these characters seem really smart and cool, when throughout the book they are not. So so cringy, so cringy. Question 9. What book have you read sold due to the cover? For this one, I'm going to go with Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Part of this was because I'd heard a lot of good things about it, so I thought I'd pick it up. But look how amazingly stunning this cover is. It's so beautiful, and it might be one of my all-time favourite covers. It's just the colours and everything, I absolutely love it, so this was a definite cover read. Question 10. Name a book you're embarrassed to admit that you've read, and I don't have an answer for this one. At least I don't think. Well, again, 50 Shades of Grey, but I'm not really ever embarrassed to say I've read it. It's just kind of those like, yeah, I've read it. Yes, I read a book about sex. But no, I'm not really embarrassed to read it, so I don't really have an answer for that question. Question 11. Name an unknown book you wish more people have heard of. Oh, no, I have one which I just read, because I don't know if a lot of people, big YouTubers or American YouTubers, will know about it. The Girl Living in Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. This was just the Waterstones book of the month, and it's a children's book, but it's so amazing. It's so much like a fairy tale almost, the way that it's written, and even just the book on its own is a beautiful book. Like the cover, the illustrations on the inside, everything about it is beautiful, and it's full of adventure, friendship, fantasy, and I really wish more people had read it, because it's one to watch out for, I think, and it's an awesome book, and I can't stop spelling on my chat. Question 12. Name a favourite villain. So I am one of these people that tend not to love villains, so I kind of found this hard. Very hard. In fact, I still don't know an answer. For this question, I'm going to choose Jax from the Bone season. Whilst I didn't particularly like him, it's hard to explain. I just found him really interesting, and I want to know more about him, and I think he's intriguing. And his relationship with Paige is weird, and he's a nasty person, but there's something about him that I just want to read more about. So yeah, Jax from the Bone season. Question 13. Name a book you enjoyed that you read that is outside the norm of the genre that you usually read. For this one, I'm going to go with Early One Morning. I forget the author's name, but it was a Waterstones book of the month again, and I decided that I would read it, and it's a fiction book, and it's based, I think, around World War II, and it's to do with like a mother and her son, and there's no romance really involved, and I ended up really enjoying it, like getting really stuck into the world, so I'm going to go with that one. Question 14. Name tropes that you actually enjoy reading. I'm going to go with all of them. I have absolutely no issues with tropes. If they are done well, I enjoy them and I don't have an issue with them, and I think they can be done badly, and if they're done badly then I don't enjoy reading them, but that doesn't mean that I stop reading them. So if I read a book where they are done badly, a trope is done really, really badly, like a romance, a love triangle, it'll piss me off and I'll be annoyed. But I won't then say, right, I'm never going to read a book with a love triangle in it again, because I think it all depends on which author's done the trope. So I enjoy all the tropes. I don't ever not read a book because it's got a trope in it. Question 15, who inspired you or what inspired you to join BookTube? I think the thing that most inspired me to join BookTube was I was watching bookshelf hauls because I just started buying books and getting into books, and I watched Christine from Poland Banana Books, everyone knows who she is, do a bookshelf tour, and I thought it was really cool and I really liked her. And then I noticed that she also did reviews of books, talked about books, and there was a load of people that talked about books, and that kind of inspired me because I had nobody, I've talked about this loads, but I had nobody really to talk to about books. So those are all the questions for that tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave who I tag down below. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! This is the issue when you have 3 dogs, all of whom love barking. It bugs me so much. Why? Fudge. Fudgeroo.